Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's time for another anime first impression video. This is going to be on High Card. It released today, time of recording, which is Monday. So there's one episode out for this one. And it's actually, gosh, it was better than I expected it to be honest. I'm considering actually reacting to this one. It is high action, not high action, but action-based type of almost psychological at the same time anime. So before anything, guys, if you haven't done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Give some love to my channel by commenting, liking, and sharing. This whole week is first impression videos. You might see some manga chapter reviews here and there, maybe some reaction videos, but for the most part it's first impressions. Next week I will start posting mainly my regular stuff, and if there's any first impressions left, then I'll post them as well. So okay, this is going to be on High Card. One episode is out. It is on Crunchyroll, so you guys can find it there. And it is a pretty decent anime, to be honest. In the beginning of the episode, there is this little girl who is trying to basically retrieve a deck of cards, and we don't know why, but they're in this briefcase, and she almost completes the mission, but she's shot at the point where the briefcase opens and basically all the cards go in different directions, and that's that. Then the opening happenings, and we see the beginning of current time of the episode. We're following the story of this guy who basically lives in an orphanage, and we later find out that he's trying to raise money as much as possible to save the orphanage from closing. So he has good intentions. The bad thing about this guy is that he steals people's stuff and tries to resell it. At one point, he bumps into like 3 people, and all 3 persons, he gets like a watch, a phone, and a bunch of other stuff. Well, when he tries to go pawn it, the pawn owner kind of knows the drill already. He knows where he got all this stuff, and it's very suspicious stuff, to be honest. So he's like, I'll give you $0 for all this because it's all stolen, and some of it is actually fake. So he obviously doesn't like that, and he resorts to one last thing, and that is essentially gambling. So he goes to gamble, and he actually wins pretty good money until he goes against this older guy who just has like the best luck ever. He beats him and takes away all his money, and then he watches the old man from afar and notices that he just has a lucky hand. He cannot lose. The older man and the younger man are invited to a VIP room at one point, and we find out that they're basically after the old man. They know that he's hiding something that's making him lucky, and the old man finally gives in and says, "They're my gloves," and they basically threat him and say, if you don't give them to us, we know that we can't touch you because you have amazing luck with those gloves on, so much that you can basically avoid any attack from us, even if it's like from a gun or stuff like that. Like there's a point where he punches him, and it looks like he punched him, but then we look again and his fist is like missing him by inches only, and that kind of proves the point, is that he can't touch him. But then he's like, but I can touch your family. I can go for your family and kill every single one of them until you give up what we want. And he eventually gives up what they want, and what they want is a card. Now he releases his gloves, and it becomes a card, and he gives it to the guy. And at this moment, our protagonist, who has stolen stuff, he has a card himself, and he's thinking to himself like, wait, why does he have a card like I do? And then the other guy who took the card shows his hand and says, I have a card too, and takes out a gun, and he's basically gonna kill this dude. And then another guy he is like an investigator shows up, and he has a card, and he's using it as well. So there's like a Mexican standoff and everyone's shooting each other, and the protagonist essentially bumps into the enemy and says, sorry, I'm just gonna get out of here, and runs out of the room. What he doesn't know is that he just pickpocketed him, and he ends up with his card as well as the lucky guy's card, who eventually gets killed in this shootout. Well, he gets chased in this car. There's this whole car scene of him being chased down by the evil dude, and then behind him is the investigator. Eventually, he uses his own card, and his own card is basically almost precision on shooting, and is able to kill the guy and retrieve not just the guy that he just killed, his card, but the guys that he stole as well as his. So he has 3 cards, let's just put that. And the episode ends with the investigator showing up and saying, I want that card. And that's about it. That's, in a nutshell, the first episode. Gosh, it was very intense. Didn't know what was going on half the time, to be honest, but it explained it eventually, and that's what I like about this episode, is that you kind of eventually know what's going on. Maybe not all the details, but you at least know what's going on. Some series that I'm reviewing, they don't really give you a lot of information, and they intrigue you in other ways, but at the same time, they don't hook you enough where you go, oh, okay, I know where this is going. I don't know what the other ones are going. I know where this story is going, and I think it's going to be based on basically finding the rest of the cards, as well as this guy probably is going to end up working for the investigation group. So, yeah. Out of 10, I'll give this one 7 out of 10. This one has high potential to be a great series. And like I said, I am considering to react to this one, which I think will do well. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching this. If you haven't done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Give some love by commenting, liking, and sharing. And I will see you guys next time. Like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.